What's up guys, Jack here from Just Decoded. I break down body language and non-verbal communication to find out what people are truly saying and thinking. At 5:30 a.m. back in 2022, Mackenzie Shirilla drove her car deliberately at about 100 miles an hour into a wall, killing both her boyfriend and another friend that was in the car. A lot of discussion was had around the motive behind this, but in short, it ultimately came down to the toxic relationship she had with her boyfriend. Mackenzie initially pled innocent and said the crash wasn't intentional, but after being countered with overwhelming evidence and shown the actual video, she was ultimately sent to prison. Today, we're going to go over some key moments of that sentencing, and I'm going to break down the body language of Mackenzie. I'll point out some key things that you may have missed, and we'll try and get a better picture for where her head's actually at. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump right in.
Is everybody ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's go over just some general rules before we get.
So to touch on some things we've seen initially, she's walked in very calmly, very composed. She's sat there straight back, wide shoulders. She's clearly in performative mode. She knows this is a significant moment in her life, and she's trying to suppress her emotions and essentially maintain composure. We can see that as well. She had a long moment of closing her eyes. We call this eye blocking behavior, which is essentially when we shut our eyes to avoid seeing things we don't want to see, hearing things we don't want to hear, or just when we're in a situation that we don't want to be in. At the same time as she did that, she took a deep breath, so she was oxygenating, which we instinctively do when we're preparing for a scenario. So yeah, let's continue.
Started. All phones are to be turned off. Members of the media may have their phones on, but it must be turned to silent. There will be no in and out of the court.
So we just saw two flicks of the hair there. She may have just had hair on her face, or this could have been a ventilating behavior. Basically, whenever we're in a high pressure or stressful scenario, our bodies actually heat up. And subconsciously, we do ventilating behaviors like flicking the hair, kind of, readjusting our shirt, and ventilating ourselves to cool ourselves down.
Once the proceedings begin, if you do leave.
So the video just glitched a bit, but we could see her reaching over and rubbing her collarbone. This is a very common pacifying behavior, and it's done to self-soothe ourselves when we're in a stressful or uncomfortable situation.
Will not be permitted. Today is an emotional and stressful day for 3 families. Sentence. I also want to advise the defendant that she has a right to an appeal and a transcript at state's expense, and we will assign counsel to represent you. Counsel, we have previously discussed and agreed to the following, that the only counts for which.
So I've just jumped a little bit further ahead into the intro. Still very calm and composed, very still body movements, very regulated blinking as well. So keep an eye on that. One main principle behind reading body language is to look for deviations from baseline. So currently her baseline is, a still body, very slow blinking, and yeah, we're going to see some changes in that when certain things come to light.
Court will sentence today as a matter of law are counts 1 and 2, each of which is murder in violation of Ohio.
So now paying attention to her hands, you can see very clear self-soothing behaviors. She's kind of rubbing her thumb, kind of picking at it. This is self-soothing based on obviously the situation.
Code section 2903.02a, count 1 being the murder of Dominic Russo, count 2 being the murder of.
So we just saw her compress her lips, the blink rate is increased, and we're also seeing a bit of a compression in the glabella, which is just between the eyebrows here. Very clear signs of the emotion starting to kick in and really starting to feel the weight of the situation. So I've just jumped ahead to a moment where the sister of one of the victims is giving testimony, and yeah, I think it's a really key moment in the trial, and we're going to see some interesting reactions from Mackenzie.
The memories we have are strong, but losing him has shown me the value of life. He has how God works in ways you can't understand, but is worth it in the end. I don't want this pain for anyone else. I don't want people to have to go through this. As an 8-year-old, I hate the fact that he has gone because someone decided to take his life. Now that Davion is gone, I feel stuck. I feel as if.
So as she said the word, somebody decided to take her life, That's when we saw a quick deviation to her baseline. So we saw a quick turn of the head, a bit of an eye block, and a deep breath. You know, that statement really hit home with her.
I can't move forward. I feel lost.
More fidgeting of the fingers and pacifying behaviours.
He was the one who picked me up when I fell. He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born. I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence. I've known her for about 3 years, and as she's always taken the easy way out.
Just want to point out how much the blink rate has increased. That is a clear indication of increased stress.
Be able to take the easy way out when it comes to murder. It's completely unfair that no
Little shake of the head there, subconsciously saying she doesn't like what she's hearing or she doesn't agree with it.
matter what sentence you give her, she will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so I've just jumped to a moment where Mackenzie addresses the court herself. As you can imagine, a lot of emotions surface, and we're going to see what we can find.
Is there anyone else?
I would like Mackenzie to address the court.
Mackenzie, you don't have to speak if you don't want to. It's up to you. Okay? You can sit if it's more comfortable, whatever's better for you.
The families of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate.
Okay, so now that geezer's out of the way, thank you very much. We saw some ventilating behaviours again. So when she was doing this, very much ventilating, and she's also now chest breathing. So just one principle in body language: when we're belly breathing, that's when we're calm, we're relaxed. When we're chest breathing, that's when we're usually under some kind of stress, as you can imagine she would be in this moment.
I can take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting with me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the defense?
If I could address the court, Judge. Your Honor, may it please the court.
And finally, we're at the point of the video where she receives the sentencing.
Your appellate counsel will be assigned. Are there any questions from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so one thing that I actually missed there, I didn't play you the part where she did the sentencing, but she ultimately got 15 years to life for each murder. So obviously 2 lives lost, that's 30 years to life to serve back to back. She just got 30 years minimum in prison. Often at this point we'll see the breakdown, the influx of emotions, but she seemed relatively composed based on the situation. It's been a 42-minute court trial. She's probably alleviated a lot of those emotions already, and she probably had a good understanding of what the sentencing would be anyway. But yeah, that wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.